Hi, I'm Joel Frederiksen.
And I'm Hille Parrott.
And I'm Emmalisa Roux.
And I'd like to present to you my first Book of Songs. The whole song book comes out of a time when I had a particularly, let's say, difficult year even. It was a year of a lot of reflection and thinking. And I would say, even though I've made arrangements and written songs for a long time, the need became strong to express myself in my own texts and my own music.
For who can know a woman's heart, or judge a man's feet?
I very concretely wanted to connect these songs to some of my past models. So, for instance, one of the songs I wrote, it's called A Woman's Heart, a song to Thomas Campion. Well, Thomas Campion is a composer with whom I've had a long relationship, let's say. But John Dowland and Thomas Campion I discovered around the same time, and they were big motivators for me to get into early music and to get into lute song for sure. And when I heard these guys, it challenged me then at the same time as it also motivated me. And I wrote then this song, A Woman's Heart. The refrain is actually, for who can know a woman's heart or judge a man's fears. And that comes out of my thinking about, I suppose you could say it about many poets, that they have to get inside somehow a person and try to understand how that person's feeling, and express that. And sometimes Campion wrote even songs from the perspective of a woman, or they certainly describe universal feelings that we have. And then within the verses, I talk about more specific things, like even visiting Cambridge and really trying to, let's say, walk a little bit in his footsteps where he stood and feel these things and get something out of that somehow.
This is such a fantastic group to play with, and I'm very honored to be a part of it. One of the aspects that's different from any other project I've done is that I receive the music, and usually I'll practice, and with this I have to let go. I have to be okay with not being in control at all.
The work process is mainly trying to figure out where the magic can happen by, sometimes it's, you sing or play, sing an octave up or down, or try to find a different harmony, or sometimes you change a note and all of a sudden you feel it's right. And Joel's songs are definitely of high quality and great fun because they combine lots of aspects of music making. They combine our experience in early music as well as our experience with popular music styles, and it's a great challenge.
So even if I say, I don't think about it, or if I think about it too intellectually, then but then there are some songs that, in fact, I thought quite a bit about it. And even in Run Right After You, like I said, the beginning definitely came that way. But for instance, I had the static melody come back, and then I thought, no, it can't do that, And so I wrote, consciously another melody,
What Joel did was he takes the intro, as it were, is sort of the traditional song. And then he takes the harmonies and the bass lines and puts a rhythmically totally different structure over it. The traditional song is always recognizable in one way or the other, and it makes a very satisfying listening experience.
And so I say good night, my dear. I cannot stop this flow of tears, and I will promise not even if I give up that fight and lose you. Love, 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 love.
It really shows that approach that we have in common on most songs, which is that Joel and I playing the same instrument means that we try to figure out a way to not always play the same thing, and so I'll mostly stay a little bit more on top and play a little higher, while Joel plays a little more around the bass and lower voices.
So this structural thing makes me do certain things. It kind of forces me to think in certain ways too. And so these songs can be done in various ways, is what I'm trying to say. They could be done with an alto, tenor, and a bass, and a soprano. They said also, you can perform this song with one lute and one singer. You can also perform it with a bass singer also, or maybe the bass could play recorder or viola da gamba.
The day you felt snow, eyes open wide, that day I knew snow again.
I would say one of those songs also very emotional for me, because you are with someone who sees snow for the very first time. That was how it came out, So it's like, what the hell, I mean, I grew up in Minnesota. In Minnesota, snow was like part of life. I mean, there was never a moment I didn't know about snow. and so when I was with someone who from a country where they never, near the equator, where they never saw snow in their whole life, and then they suddenly see snow for the very first time falling out the window, it's like, that was so moving, and to the feeling of snow on your hand and the whole experience of it is just whoa, and that was then, it was really like seeing it for the first time then.
And snow will never be the same again.
Well, for me, it's also, it feels like a very good and natural direction right now. I'm lucky to have a long career. I've fought my way through it, the ups and downs and the different changes. And I've also allowed myself to do certain various things, and I still do sometimes, allow myself to go outside of the boundaries, let's say. And I think the reason people probably also accept it and can accept it also from me is they know like Hille, they know like Anneliese also, but we know how it goes.
And that's what I think we hope people take away, is the happiness of having heard something unique and something new, and something they could nevertheless understand and conceive.
Maybe it's only my opinion, but I think these songs are really catchy. And well, we leave rehearsal like with the songs in our heads.
I see it in the mirror